Agyananjana Shalakaya Chakshornmilitanjena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna. Did I say Vanchakalpa? Okay. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goda Tvise Namaha. Okay, so we are continuing with Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are in the Ramananda Sambad. Jai Shri Gurudev. And yesterday we finished with hearing how Lord Krishna has broken his promise, because his promise for all time is that he will reciprocate with his devotees as they approach him. However, when it comes to the Braja Gopis, their love is so pure, so high, so selfless, that he is unable to reciprocate. So therefore, he has broken his promise in the light of their devotion, their pure devotion. And so it's being demonstrated, the supreme position of the Braja Gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani. And then the last verse we heard as the ultimate, evidence of that is that Krishna becomes more beautiful in their company. His sweetness and his beauty increases unlimitedly in the company of the devotee. So therefore, what high position they have. Okay, so we'll pick up from there. Prabhu kohe sadyavadi sunishchoy kripa kori koho jadi age kichu hoy. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "This is certainly the limit of perfection, but please be merciful to me and speak more if there is more." Rai kohe harage puche heno jane etadi nahi jane achoye bhuvane. Rai Ramananda replied, "Until this day I did not know anyone within this material world who could inquire beyond this perfectional stage of devotion. Like, how can there be something more? I've already given you the ultimate. I've described the acme, and you're asking me to tell you more?" But he has more. But some caution, some hesitation to go deeper and deeper into this is there. Oh, actually, okay, so here, actually, now this is more clear. In these few verses, Ramananda Rai, he's been describing in a general sense the glory of the gopis. But now, upon being pressed, he goes to speak specifically about the glories of Radharani. So that is the shift here. This is what Mahaprabhu wants to hear. Ihar majje radhar prem sadya shiromani jahar mahima sarva shastrete vakani. Among the loving affairs of the gopis, Ramananda Rai continued, Srimati Radharani's love for Sri Krishna is topmost. Indeed, the glories of Radharani are highly esteemed in all revealed scriptures. And now there's this famous verse from the Padma Purana. Yata radha priya vishnos tasya kundam priyam tata sarva gopishu saivaika vishnu atyanta valabha. Just as Srimati Radharani is most dear to Sri Krishna, her bathing place, Radha Kund, is also dear to him. Among all the gopis, Radharani is supermost and very dear to Lord Krishna. And now we have quotation from Bhagavatam. Anaya radito nunam Bhagavan hadir Ishvara yanno vihaya govinda prito yam anayad raha. So this is in the midst of the Rasa Leela, when Radharani left the Rasa Leela and Krishna went after her, and the Braja Gopis began to speak amongst themselves. And actually in Srimad Bhagavatam, as we know, Radharani's name is not mentioned once, but there's one or two places where she is indicated in a hidden way. And so here, she is referred to as Anaya Radito, she who has worshipped the best, like that. And the name Radharani, it is derived from that, Aradhana, which means worship. So that is her very name, who is like the supreme worshipper. So when the gopis began to talk among themselves, they said, "Dear friends, the gopi who has been taken away by Krishna to a secluded place must have worshipped the Lord more than anyone else." Prabhu ko he age koho shunite pai suke apurvamrita nadivo he tomar muke. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Please speak on. I am very happy to hear you because a river of unprecedented nectar is flowing from your mouth." Chodi kodi radake nilo gopi ganer dhore anya peka hoile premer gadata naspode. During the rasa dance, Sri Krishna did not exchange loving affairs with Srimati Radharani due to the presence of the other gopis. Because of the dependence of the others, the intensity of love between Radha and Krishna was not manifest. Therefore, he stole her away. Radha lagi gopire jadi sakshat kore tyag tobe jani radhai Krishna gada nurag. If Lord Krishna rejected the company of the other gopis for Srimati Radharani, we can understand that Lord Sri Krishna has intense affection for her. Rai kohe tobe shuno premer mahima chi jagate radha premer nahi ko upama. Ramananda Rai continued, "Please therefore hear from me about the glories of Srimati Radharani's loving affairs. They are beyond compare within these three worlds." Gopi ganer rasa nritya mandali chariya Radha chahi vane fire vilap koriya. Finding herself treated equally with all the other gopis, Srimati Radharani displayed her tricky behavior and left the circle of the rasa dance. Missing Radharani's presence, Krishna became very unhappy and began to lament and wander throughout the forest to search her out. Kam sadir api samsada vasana bada shinkalam radham adhaya hridaye tatyaja braja sundari. Lord Krishna, this is a verse of Jayadev Goswami from the Gita Govinda. Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, took Srimati Radharani within his heart, for he desired to dance with her. Thus he left the arena of the rasa dance and the company of all the other beautiful damsels of Braja. And this next verse is also from the Gita Govinda. Itas tatas tam anushitya radikam anangabana rana kina manasa kritanutapa sa kalinda nandini tatanta kunje vishasada madhava. Being afflicted by the arrow of Cupid, and unhappily regretting his mistreating Srimati Radharani, Madhava, Lord Krishna, began to search for her along the banks of the Jamuna river. When he failed to find her, he entered the bushes of Vrindavan and began to lament. He duishloke arta vicharile jani vicharite utte jeno amrite arkani. Simply by considering these two verses, one can understand what nectar there is in such dealings. It is exactly like freeing a mine of nectar. Shatakoti gopi sange rasa vilas tarmaje kamurte rohe radhapash. Although Krishna was in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis during the rasa dance, he still kept himself in one of his transcendental forms by the side of Srimati Radharani. Sadharana preme deki sarvatra samata Radhar kotilo preme hoilo vamata. Lord Krishna is equal to everyone in his general dealings, but due to the conflicting ecstatic love of Srimati Radharani, there were opposing elements. Aher iva gati premna swabhava kutila bhavet ato hetor hetoscha yonormana udanchati. The progress of loving affairs between a young boy and a young girl is like the movement of a snake. On account of this, two types of anger arise between a young boy and girl: anger with cause and anger without cause. Krodha kori rasa chari gelamana kori tare na dekiya vyako hoilo Shri Hari. When Radharani left the rasa dance out of anger and resentment, Lord Shri Krishna became very anxious because he could not see her. Samyak sarvasana Krishna rasa lila vasanate radhika shinkala. Lord Krishna's desire in the Rasa Lila circle is perfectly complete, but Srimati Radharani is the binding link in that desire. Tahavinu Rasa Lila nahi bhaya chitte mandali chariya gela radhan veshite. The Rasa dance does not shine in the heart of Krishna without Radharani. Therefore, he also gave up the circle of the Rasa dance and went out to search for her. Itastata brahmikaha radhana paya vishad koden kambane kina hoya. When Krishna went out to search for Radharani, he wandered here and there. Not finding her, he became afflicted by the arrow of Cupid and began to lament. Shatakoti gopite nahe kamanirvapan tahate anumani shiradhikargun. Since Krishna's lusty desires were not satisfied even in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis, and he was thus searching after Srimati Radharani, we can easily imagine how transcendentally qualified she is. Prabhu ko he je lagi, ailam tomastane se sab tattva vastu hoilo mor gyane. After hearing this, Mahaprabhu said to Ramananda Rai, "That for which I have come to your residence has now become an object of truth in my knowledge." No, this is actually the real purpose for Mahaprabhu's descent, to announce the glories of Srimati Radharani. And Vasudev Ghosh has expressed that in his song, Jadi Gorna Hoite Tobe Ki Hoite Kemane Doritam De Radhar Mahima Prema Rasasima Jagata Janatake. That if Mahaprabhu had not come, we would not. How would we have known the glories of Srimati Radharani? So this is the primary reason for Mahaprabhu's descent. And now he is hearing the glories of Radharani from Ramananda Rai, and he's saying, yes, this is what I came for. This is what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear about the supreme position of Srimati Radharani, the supreme devotee of Lord Krishna, and our most worshipable mistress. And we also must add here that some of the descriptions here are very high. We are not, we've heard Srila Sridhar Maharaj give guidance on how we will go through these sections, and he has said, we will not discuss them. We'll go through them when we will not specifically go to hear these sections of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we won't discuss them. But in the course of our continuous reading, then we will go through them like that, with some mood of caution. Ebese janilo sadya sadanir noy. Ageyar Ch.Ch shunite manahoy. Now I have come to understand the sublime goal of life and the process of achieving it. Nevertheless, I think that there is something more. There is something more ahead, and my mind is desiring to have it. Age ar ache kichu. There's something a little bit more ahead, a little further. There's something more. My mind wants to hear. Krishna Sarup Kaha Radhar Sarup Rasa Kon Tattva Prem Kon Tattva Dup. Kindly explain the transcendental features of Krishna and Radharani. Also explain the truth of transcendental mellows and the transcendental form of love of Godhead. Ripa Koriye Tattva Kahoto Amade Tomavina Keho Iha Nirupitenade. Kindly explain all these truths for you. Kindly explain all these truths to me, but for yourself, no one can ascertain them. Rai kohe iha ami kichui na jani, tumi je kahao se kohi ami vani. Ramananda Rai replied, I do not know anything about this. I simply vibrate the sound you make me speak. So I am like an instrument that you are playing. Tomar shikshai podi jeno shuka pata sakshadishva tumi kebuje tomar nata. I simply repeat like a parrot whatever instructions you have given me. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Who can understand your dramatic performances? For your own purpose, you've decided to use me, and who can understand? This is for your satisfaction, and I'm going along with it, just repeating what you tell me, like a parrot. Hridoye preran kodo jivai kahavani, kiko hiye balomanda kichui na jani. You inspire me within the heart and make me speak with the tongue. I do not know whether I am speaking well or badly. Prabhu ko he mayavadi amito sannyasi bhakta tattva nahi jani mayavade basi. Mahaprabhu replied, I am a Mayavadi in the renounced order of life, and I do not even know what transcendental loving service to the Lord is. I simply float in the ocean of Mayavad philosophy. Sarvabhauma Sangemur Mana Nirmal Hoilo Krishna Bhakti Tattva Koho Tahade Pochilo. Due to the association of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, my mind became enlightened. Therefore I asked him about the truths of transcendental loving service to Krishna. Actually, it was the other way around. This is the plane of mercy, and love, and lila. It disregards facts. No interest in the actual fact of things. This is a higher plane of truth, based on love, affection, mercy. This is the highest truth. Mercy is a higher truth than justice. There's different types of truth. Lila is higher truth than the raw facts of things. Yoga Maya is bewildering the residents of Vrindavan, so they don't see the raw facts. That would spoil things. So may we be saved from such an approach to life and our spiritual practice. We want to have a broader estimation, generous, merciful and loving view on life and in our dealings. Otherwise, one is a miser, actually. Like it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, to desire the results of your actions is miserly. You know. Like, everyone else in the world will say that's just the way things work. That's the normal transaction. I do this, I can expect this in return. I give this to you, I can expect such and such in return. This is just a fact of life. But Bhagavad Gita tells us this is miserly. This is a miserly way to live. To live in a calculating spirit. Even the plane of justice, we could say, there's some miserliness there in comparison to the plane of love and mercy. So a generous, magnanimous view of life. This is what is wanted. Teo kohe aminahi jane Krishna kata, sobe Ramananda jane teo nahi eta. Sarvabhauma told me, I do not actually know about the topics of Lord Krishna. They are all known only to Ramananda Rai, but he is not present here. Tomar tai ailam, tomar mahima shunya, tumi mode stuti kodo sannyasi janiya. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, after hearing about your glories, I have come to your place. But you are offering me words of praise out of respect for a sannyasi, one in the renounced order of life. You're just being polite, following the etiquette, because you see I'm a sannyasi. But don't be shy. And now there's this famous verse, which everybody knows. Kiba vipra, kiba nyasi, shudra kene noe, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. You know that verse. Whether one is a Brahmin, a sannyasi, or a Shudra, regardless of what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the science of Krishna. So this is an important verse. Srila Sridhar Maharaj quotes this many times. And Gurudev also referred to quote. That, that current of Krishna consciousness, it is independent of any formality, any external designation of this world. So whoever has that current running through them, whoever knows something about that truth, one should recognize them as qualified to represent, to speak upon it. No matter what social position or whatever, whatever one may consider to be a disqualification in a worldly sense, that should be disregarded if they have connection with that truth. So Mahaprabhu is encouraging Ramananda, don't shrink away from instructing me. Don't think, I'm a sannyasi and you're man of the world. No, you know something about Krishna, so you tell me. And this other verse that was quoted a few verses before is also relevant in this regard. That famous Aher Iva Gati Premna Swabhava Kutila Bhavet. Here it is. That the movement of prema, it moves like a snake, in a crooked way. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj quotes that in Sri Guru and His Grace, that similarly, the current of Krishna consciousness, it may move in a zigzag way. It may not be where you think you'll find it. It may appear in an unexpected place. Krishna's will is alive, it is fresh, it is living, it is moving. So our eyes must be awake to be able to perceive where is spiritual truth. We cannot be bound by any formality, organization, position, so on and so forth. We should have an awakened eye and be able to perceive the truth, where it is, in whatever form it may appear, maybe in a very unexpected and hidden place. Sanyasi boliya more, nakari ho vanchan, Krishna Radha Tattva kohi purna kodumam. Mahaprabhu continued, please do not try to cheat me, thinking of me as a learned sannyasi. Please satisfy my mind by just describing the truth of Radha and Krishna. And this is actually like a very wonderful demonstration of the type of earnestness one should have in seeking the truth. Because Mahaprabhu is in a superior social position. And he's a sannyasi, and he's talking to someone who's a businessman, let's say, or a government man, someone who's very caught up in worldly affairs. So Mahaprabhu is going to someone who's in an inferior position to him and begging him to tell him about Krishna. So in the same way, we should have that type of sincerity and earnestness for the truth, even if we were to find it in someone who is junior to us, or in some way we may consider lower than us. If we think they have something more than us, we should go to them. And there's a very beautiful line of Gurudev. Maybe it's an affectionate guidance. He says, we have not come to Krishna consciousness for any mundane benefit. Or we have not come for any mundane benefit. So wherever we see the light of Krishna consciousness, we must pay our obeisance there. Wherever we see the light of Krishna consciousness, we must pay our obeisance there. Wherever it may appear. Even if it is at the expense of our own prestige. If one can recognize with a non-envious heart spiritual quality in someone, then we must appreciate that, bow to that, honor that. Jajapirai premi mahabhagavate tarmana Krishna maya nadeyachadite tatapi prabhuricha Padam Prabal Janile Hodayaman Hoilo Talamal. Ramananda Rai was a great devotee of the Lord and a lover of God. Okay. And although his mind could not be covered by Krishna's illusory energy, and although he could understand the mind of the Lord, which was very strong and intense, Ramananda Rai's mind became a little agitated. Raiko he aminata tumi suchoda jay mata nacho taiche chahi nachi bar. Ramananda Rai said, I am just a dancing puppet, and you pull the strings. Whichever way you make me dance, I will dance. More jiva vina jancha tumi vina dadi tomar mone jay ute tahai uchadi. My dear Lord, my tongue is just like a stringed instrument, and you are its player. Therefore, I simply vibrate whatever arises in your mind. Padamishwar Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Sarva Avatadi Sarva Kadan Pradan. Ramananda Rai then began to speak on Krishna Tattva. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said. He is personally the original Godhead, the source of all incarnations and the cause of all causes. Ananta Vaikunta, Ananta Avatar, Ananta Brahmanda Iha Sabaradar. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets as well as innumerable incarnations. In the material world also there are innumerable universes, and Krishna is the supreme resting place for all of them. Satchidananda Tanu Bhajanjanandan Sarvaishvarya Sarvashakti Sarvarasa Purna. The transcendental body of Sri Krishna is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj. He is full of all opulences and potencies, as well as all spiritual mellows. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Everybody knows this verse. So maybe you too. This is the first verse of Brahma Samhita. And Gurudev liked this verse very much. He would always quote this verse. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Vrindavanaya Prakrita Navina Madan, Kama Gayatri Kama Bija Jarapas Upasan. In the spiritual realm of Vrindavan, Krishna is the spiritual ever-fresh Cupid. He is worshipped by the chanting of the Kama Gayatri mantra with the spiritual seed, Klim. A very long purport, which we can go to maybe later. Purushoshit kiba stavar jangam sarva chitta karshak sakshad manmata madan. The very name Krishna means that he attracts even Cupid. He is therefore attractive to everyone, male and female, moving and inert living entities. Indeed, Krishna is known as the all-attractive one. Tasam, this is quotation from Bhagavatam, Tasam avira butchodi smayamana mukambuja pitambara dada shagvi sakshan manmata. When Krishna left the Rasa Leela dance, the gopis became very morose, and when they were grieving, Krishna reappeared dressed in yellow garments. Wearing a flower garland and smiling, he was attractive even to Cupid. In this way, Krishna appeared among the gopis. Nana bhakti rasamrita nana vida hoy, se sab rasamrita vishoy ashoy. Each and every devotee has a certain type of transcendental mellow in relation to Krishna, but in all transcendental relationships, the devotee is the worshipper, Ashoy, and Krishna is the object of worship, Vishai. And now we have, this is the first verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which includes this famous phrase at the beginning, Akila Rasamrita Murti. This is a famous expression. Akila Rasamrita Murti. This is a description of Lord Krishna as the, Srila Sridhar explains it very nicely, the emporium of all rasa. So Murti means like a deity, right? Or the personification, the embodiment. So Akila means all. Rasamrita means the nectar of rasa, of ecstasy, of joy. So Krishna is the very embodiment, the personification of all types of rasa. So this is the scientific reason as to why Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because all kinds of rasa, all kinds of joy, all flavor, all bliss, all ecstasy, he is the very embodiment of that. He is happiness. He is joy. All of these things. As Gurudev said, how can someone expect to find happiness if they have rejected happiness himself? Because happiness is a person. Happiness has its subjective existence in Krishna. I'll just read one or two more verses. Akila Rasamrita Murti Prashramada Vuchi Ruda Tadaka Pali Kalita Shama Lalito Radha Preyan Vidur Jayati. Let Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, be glorified. By virtue of his expanding attractive features, he subjugated the gopis named Taraka and Pali and absorbed the minds of Shama and Lalita. He is the most attractive lover of Srimati Radharani and is the reservoir of pleasure for devotees and all transcendental mellows. Purport: everyone has a particular transcendental mellow by which he loves and serves Krishna. Krishna is the most attractive feature for every kind of devotee. He is therefore called Akila Rasamrita Murti, the transcendental form of attraction for all kinds of devotees. whether the devotee be in Shanta Ras, Dasya Ras, Sakya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, or Madhurya Ras. So as we discussed the other day, in Vaikuntha, all the rasas aren't there, right? So if someone has some hunger for Vatsalya Ras, they can't find it in Narayan because he doesn't have any parents. But Krishna has parents. So that desire, that particular desire to exchange that particular kind of love with the Lord, that is found and that is available in Krishna. It's not available in Vaikuntha.
What's the primary thing? The inclination to certain relationships which leads to the abode of the Lord, or more like the person appears on the abode of the Lord, and then the relationship starts to develop.
Wait, say that. You're saying how will one's relationship with the Lord become manifest?
Yes, like the person with inclination towards Vatsalya Ras, he would never even appear on Vaikuntha. Like if he's in if one is on Vaikuntha, it means that he's already entirely complete with his inclination, complete with his desire of how to serve the Lord. Or it's something which develops later after one is there.
Well, I think it's different. I think all possibility is there because we hear the story of Gopakumar, right? Who gradually went through all these planes of consciousness, service. We've heard Srila Gurudev say that if someone is a member of the Rupanuga, because somebody asked Gurudev about that point, do we have to go through all these different planes in the same way that Gopakumar did, like in a very systematic way? And Srila Gurudev said, if someone is a member of the Rupanuga Sampradaya, then it is like an elevator. They will go directly there. But he's also indicating that it may be different for other souls. I don't know exactly how the system works. We hear Gurudev tell how Srila Sridhar Maharaj told him some story, maybe it's recorded somewhere in the Shastra, of how one day Radharani was out with Lalita, and Radharani observed from some distance, there was a very beautiful young gopi, looked like somebody new, and Radharani asked Lalita, "Oh, who is that girl?" And Lalita Saki said something nice about her, though she's like a new person who's come, and Radharani was very happy and gave some special blessing for her, and so that there's something. It was like some sudden kind of promotion that she got, So I think it will be different for different souls. I believe it's also possible that in this world, it's described in Brahma Samhita, these two types of bhakti siddhis, devotional perfections, vastu siddhi, Sarup siddhi and vastu siddhi. Sarup siddhi, realizing one's spiritual nature while in this world. And then vastu siddhi, becoming situated in that position in the spiritual world. So, we hear of how persons may, transcend all of these planes of consciousness while present within this world, realize their relationship with the Lord. But then we hear other cases where it's a little different, we've heard some of the things Gurudev said about devotees who have left. Like he commented about Rishabdev Prabhu. He went to Gaura Krishna Leela. So, like, I don't think he went through some specific training and, had revelation of, I mean, maybe, but, I haven't received that impression or indication from Gurudev that he realized, his spiritual identity while present in this world. Gurudev also commented about Siddhanti Maharaj, he got everything in one lifetime. So, my impression is that, upon leaving this world, all the layers of conditioning left and entrance to that higher world upon which, all these this higher seva begins. So, on the whole, I think, all possibility is there, and it will be a different journey for every. There's also that story we heard of one devotee who left from Hawaii, who left in Navadvip. Maybe Saraswati was there at that time, and Divya Shakti asked Gurudev, where did he go? And Gurudev said, first he will go to the heavenly planets to finish his material desires, and from there he will go up. He will keep going up, So, I think that every, the progression, development of every individual soul will be a little different. However, so I can't give like a blanket statement on that point, but I can say that if we hold on tightly to the lotus feet of our Gurudev, he'll take us to the right place. He'll take us where we need to go. That I can say absolutely. Does that answer your question?
Yes, right.
Yeah, I think in some cases but I think that would be rare, that, in this world, one will have that type of, revelation, and then others will be after. There are so many possibilities. We hear also the story of Shyamananda Prabhu, who was initiated in Sakya Ras. And then he was like personally recruited by the maidservants of Radharani. And he received a promotion to, this is within the spiritual sphere, He received a spiritual promotion to Madhura Ras. We hear it's described in the Lalita Ashtakam by Rupa Goswami how Lalita Devi, she's out on the streets of Vrindavan canvassing for Radharani's party. And how sometimes people are coming up to her and making a request to be enlisted, and sometimes she's approaching people, So, we don't know what's going on up there, all kinds of things are going on. It's a dynamic plane.
You mentioned Srila Gurudev said Gaura Krishna Leela.
Yeah.
But like Gaura Krishna Leela or Gaura Dash Krishna Leela?
Well, it's mentioned in Brahma Samhita that souls who have more inclination to Krishna Leela, they attain a place in Krishna Leela. And souls who have more inclination for Gaura Leela, they achieve a place in Gaura Leela. But there are some souls who have equal disposition to both, and they'll have a place in both.
Gaura Krishna Leela.
I think that they have a place in both Leelas. They have a place in Krishna Leela and they have a place in Gaura Leela. So that was my understanding, that when Gurudev said Gaura Krishna Leela, he meant that he had a place in both. But maybe I got it wrong, actually. Maybe he meant Gaura Leela. Like Gaura Krishna is a name for Mahaprabhu. It could have meant that. But it's possible, based on what we've read and what is told in Brahma Samhita. What's that, Prabhu?
Is it like Narada Muni, the lanes. So Gaur, Krishna, Lila. Because they're not together, isn't it? It's two separate things.
Yeah, but they're existing simultaneously. Yeah, and they're simultaneously cycling and continuing. So, I mean, Mahaprabhu's Gaura Leela is going on, and Radha Krishna's Vrindavan Leela is continuously going on. So, I mean, such things are beyond the capacity of our finite intellects to understand, but we are told such things. Okay. Well, should we stop there? Will you please sing, Gita?
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Srimad Govinda.
Govinda Ram Srimad Jai Bhakti Rakshak Shri Radhi Goswami Ki Jai Jai Shri Bhakti Nirmama Charja Ki Jai Shri Rukmini Guru Varga Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Hari Ras Thakur Ki Jai Jai Shri Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai Shri Ranga Jamuna Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Vina Devi Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopi Shama Shri Radha Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Saris Shri Guru Ranga Radha Giri Hari Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Brancha Srimad Bhagavatam Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Shri Paul Karta Ki Jai all the assembled devotees Ki Jai all the world devotees Ki Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande